I'd like to call to order the school board meeting for July 1st, 2025. Mr. Lagarde, would you mind doing invocation and pledge, please?
Lord, support each of us in this meeting tonight. We ask your divine help in the difficult task of representing the people in the school board and the wishes of others. The issues we address tonight are many, and the solutions may not always be easy. Dear God, help us as we solve and serve the school system of Terrebonne Parish as elected officials, and be with us tonight and forevermore. Amen.
Amen. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Sure. Before we begin, can we have a moment of silence, please, for those members or individuals who have recently passed away? Michelle White, teacher at Oaklawn Middle School. Sonia Fonseca, retired school paraprofessional. Janet Bates, retired school teacher. Mary Moore, retired school teacher. Bessie Chasson, retired school food service employee. Newland Broussard, retired school principal. Dorothy Desroches, retired school bus operator. Marlene Champagne, retired school paraprofessional. And Jerry Lawpenter, our former Terrebonne Parish Sheriff, who was a great supporter of education and served as sheriff for the Terrebonne Parish schools for 30 years. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Benoit. Ms. Brunet, please, roll call.
Yes, sir. Mr. Michael Lagarde.
Here.
Mr. Gregory Harding. Mr. Matthew Ford.
Here.
Mrs. Debbie Benoit.
Here.
Mr. Don Crowdis. Dr. Bud Kluche.
Here.
Mr. Roger Dale DeHart.
Here.
Dr. Maybelle Trahan. And Mr. Dane Voisin.
Here.
Mr. President, have a quorum.
Thank you, ma'am. Number 5, approval of minutes of the school board meeting on June 3rd, 2025, and special school board meeting on June 24th, 2025. Recommendation that the board approve the minutes of school board meeting of June 3rd, 2025, and special school board meeting on June 24th, 2025, as recorded.
So moved.
So move, Mr. DeHart.
Second.
Second, Ms. Benoit. Any public comments? Mr. DeHart?
No, sir.
Ms. Benoit?
No, sir.
Other board members? Any objections? Hearing none, motion passes. Number 6, announcements. On July 8th at 5 p.m., public hearing on proposed budget for 2025-2026. On July 15th at 5 p.m., BFT Committee, Education, Technology, and Policy Committee, Finance, Insurance, and Section 16's Lands Committee, Executive Committee. On August 5th at 5 p.m., regular school board meeting. Number 7, Mr. Crowdis is out this evening. Mr. DeHart, would you mind doing the committee meetings for finance, please?
Yes, sir. Just give me a second, I'll get it ready. Okay. The Finance, Insurance, and Section 16 Lands Committee met at 5:00 p.m. on Tuesday, June 17th, in the boardroom of the school board office with the following members present: Mr. Don Crowdis, Chairman; Mr. Michael Lagarde. Mr. Roger Dale DeHart, Vice Chairman, was absent. Also in attendance were Mr. Dane Voisin, Ms. Debbie Benoit, Dr. Bud Kluche, Dr. Maybelle Trahan, Mr. Matthew Ford, Superintendent Bob Armstrong, and members of the staff. Recommendation number 1 is that the board approve and accept the lowest bid, receiving meeting all specifications for instructional materials and office supplies, catalog contract, and from Louisiana Products Incorporated, 210 Edwards Avenue, Harahan, Louisiana 70123, for a 2-year period from July 1st, 2025 through June the 30th, 2027.
So
Moved by Mr. Ford and second by Dr. Bud. Discussion public. Discussion. Any other board members? Any opposition? Note none, motion passes. Recommendation number 2, the committee recommends that the board adopt as presented the final 2024-25 budget for the designated funds, that the board allow the final budgets for the funds be deemed a variable budget with estimated revenues set equal to actual revenues, provided that such revenues do not exceed those approved by the board and/or the state or federal regulatory authorities. And further, that the final budget for appropriations be set equal to the amounts actually expended, provided that such expenditures do not exceed those approved by the board and the state and federal regulatory authorities.
So moved.
Moved by Mr. Ford, second by Dr. Bud. Discussion, public. Discussion, Mr. Ford.
So there's plenty of noteworthy items from this budget, but I just wanted to remind everyone of the public meeting we have, public hearing next Tuesday,
Yes.
July 8th, to discuss the budget. So anyone that wants to attend, please do so. This is my yearly invitation for you guys to come out.
Good.
Thank you.
Dr. Bud? Any other board members? Any opposition? Hear none? Motion passes. Recommendation number 3, the committee recommends that the board receive and accept the proposed operating budget for the general operating fund, child nutrition fund, program funding, 1 cent sales tax fund, half-cent sales tax fund, 3/4 cent sales tax fund, and various special revenue funds for the 2025 and 2026 fiscal year, and establish a public hearing on the same Tuesday, July the 8th at 5 p.m. in the boardroom of the Terrebonne Parish School Board Office, 201 Stadium Drive, Houma, Louisiana, 70360.
So moved.
Moved by Mr. Ford, second by Dr. Bud. Discussion, public? Mr. Ford
Same thing as before.
and Dr. Bud? Any other board members? Okay, no discussion? Any opposition? Note none, motion passes. There be no further business to come before the Finance, Insurance, and Section 16 Lands Committee. The meeting adjourned at 5:10 p.m. Turn the meeting back over to you, Mr.
Thank you, Mr. Dehart. We're going to
right.
move into Part B, the Executive Committee. Mrs. Benoit, please.
The Executive Committee met immediately following the 5 p.m. Finance, Insurance, and Section 16 Lands Committee on Tuesday, June 17, 2025, in the boardroom of the School Board Office. Present were Mr. Boisin, President, myself as Vice President, and Mr. Mike Lagarde. Also in attendance were Dr. Bud Kluche, Dr. Mabel Trahan, Mr. Matthew Ford, Mr. Don Crowdis, Superintendent Bubba Ogeron, and members of the staff. I called the meeting to order. The Executive Committee examined and authorized payment of invoices for the current month, including supplemental payroll and travel expenses. There were no committee comments or concerns, and there being no further business, the meeting ended and is adjourned at 5:11 p.m. Can I have a move?
So,
Motion.
Second.
Moved by Mr. Boisin and second by Mr. Dehart. Any public comment? Mr. Boisin? Mr. Dehart?
No, ma'am, thank you.
Any board members? Any objections? Hearing none, so moved. Being no business, we ended.
Okay. Thank you, Ms. Benoit. We'll move to Part C, the BFT Committee. For this evening, Dr. Trahan is out, the chairperson, and the vice chair, Mr. Harding, is also out. So I'll go ahead and do the BFT. The BFT Committee met immediately following the 5 p.m. Finance, Insurance, and Section 16's Lands Committee and Executive Committee meetings on Tuesday, June 17, 2025, in the boardroom of the School Board Office with the following members present: Dr. Mabel Trahan, Chairwoman, and myself. Mr. Harding, Vice Chair, wasn't here at the time. Also in attendance were Mr. Lagarde, Mr. Ford, Mr. Crowdis, Mrs. Benoit, Dr. Cloche, the superintendent, and other members of the staff, of his staff. Recommendation number 1. The committee recommends that the board approve and accept the lowest bids received, meeting all specifications for the following HVAC supplies and equipment bids for the 2025-2026 school year.
So moved.
So move, Mr. Dehart. Second, Dr. Cloche. Any public comments? Mr. Dehart?
No, sir.
Dr. Cloche? Any other board members? Any objections? Hearing none, motion passes. Number 2, the committee recommends that the board approve and accept change order number 1 for the HVAC replacement project at Coteau Bayou Blue Elementary School in the amount of $28,165.82. Remove accordion wall and install permanent wall and HVAC changes to room 6 for future office space. Funds to be derived from the Buildings Fund, and further authorize the board president or superintendent to sign all necessary documents pertaining thereto.
So moved.
So move Mrs. Benoit, second Mr. Ford. Any public comments? Ms. Benoit?
No, sir.
Mr. Ford?
No, sir.
Other board members? Any objections? Hearing none, motion passes. Recommendation number 3, the committee recommends that the board approve and accept change order number 4 for the building repair project in response to Hurricane Ida at the Fletcher Building in the amount of $346,574.53 to add demolition of shop areas and air-conditioned space and credit amount of $346,574.53, elimination of interior finishes, doors, electrical, and fire alarm scope of work, and further authorize the board president or superintendent to sign all necessary documents pertaining thereto.
So moved.
So move Mr. DeHart, second Mrs. Benoit. Public comments? Mr. DeHart?
No, sir.
Ms.
None at this
Benoit?
time. Thank you.
No, just excited to see this project move forward.
Yes, ma'am. Any other board members? Any objections? Hearing none, motion passes. There being no further business to come before the BFT committee, the meeting was adjourned at 5:40 PM. So at this time, we're going to go to Part D, the Education, Technology, and Policy. Dr. Cloche?
Certainly. The Education, Technology, and Policy Committee met immediately following the 5 p.m. Finance, Insurance, Section 16 Lands Committee, Executive Committee, and the Buildings, Food Service, Transportation Committee on Tuesday, June 17, 2025, in the boardroom of the School Board office with the following members present. Myself as chairman, Ms. Benoit as vice chair, Mr. Ford as member. Also in attendance are Mr. Dane Voisin, Dr. Maybelle Trahan, Mr. Don Crowdis, Mr. Michael Lagarde, Superintendent Bubba Orgeron, and his staff members. Mr. Mark Torbert, Director of Child Welfare and Attendance, presented the consideration and approval revisions to policy file H-3.3G electronic and telecommunications device. Recommendation number 1, the committee recommends that the board approve and accept the following revised policy file H-3.3G electronic and telecommunications devices.
So moved.
Motion. Thank you, Ms. Wazin. Do I have a second? Second. Second, Mr. Ford. Any public comment? No public. Mr. Wazin?
No, sir.
Ms. Ford?
No, sir.
Other commissioners? Yes, sir.
Well, I'd like to just make a comment. I knew it was a matter of time that those cell phones would get out of hand, about using it during class time. And I didn't support it whenever it was approved by the board, and not because of the way I voted. It's just that I just knew, in my opinion, by what I heard from other school districts that started that, it was an obstacle to overcome. So instructional stuff is more important. Thank you.
You're welcome. Any other board members? Any opposition? Seeing none, motion passes. Superintendent Orgeron introduced Ms. Tanya Cook, Supervisor of Elementary Education, and Ms. Cook expressed her gratitude for being selected as Supervisor of Elementary Education. There being no further business to come before the Education, Technology, and Policy Committee, the meeting was adjourned at 6:09 p.m.
Thank you, Dr. Cloche. Appreciate it. Number 8, Superintendent Ogeron.
Okay. Item 8A1 is personnel section. It's the personnel actions for a period of May 23rd, 2025 through June 20th, 2025. That information is provided for you for information only. And I'd like to speak on the list, if that's okay at this time.
Yes, sir.
So if you look in your packet, we have a list. Mr. DeHart had asked me a few questions today about that. So this list has a total of 74 resignations. Out of the 74, 15 are certified teachers, 59 are non-certified degree. Okay, out of the 15 certified, 8 of them moved out of state. 4 of them moved to a parish closer to their home. They lived in a parish with 4 out of the 15, and 3 stayed home with their newborns. So that's the 15 certified people. Last year, we had 80 people on this list. This year, we had 74. Last year, we had 80. The year before that, we had 25. Why such a discrepancy? Well, in 24-25, that's when we first started putting degreed non-certified on this list. Prior to that, they weren't on the list. So we did that because that meant that their contract was completed and the majority of them are being rehired because they're in alternative certification programs. As a matter of fact, Dr. Yarbrough looked up this year, out of the ones that are on this list that's resigned, 37 of them have already been rehired because they're in an alternative certification program, which is good. It's what we want them to. They're in either in iTeach or something else that they'll either be certified this coming year or shortly thereafter. So we feel good about this list, particularly since there are only 15 certified resignations that we have really very legitimate reasons for them leaving the system. So that's a little report on that list there.
I have a question on that, sir.
Yes, sir.
So how is this going to affect our percentage of certified teachers for the upcoming year?
It should not make a difference in what we, I mean, it's going to go up, but
So
not
we
a
should
difference
still
in
see
what
an
I reported
increase
to you earlier.
See an increase in certified teachers?
Most definitely,
Great.
most definitely.
Mr.
Well,
Dehart?
the concern I had whenever I looked at the list over the years that I've been looking at that year after year, really and truly, I don't want to be shorthanded and put more burden on our teachers, no matter if they're certified or non-certified, or any other non-instructional positions, because it takes a lot of employees to get the job done for the whole district. And that's what my concern was, is why I went and spoke to the superintendent to get more information, instead of trying to ask about this person or that person, because many of them, I might know them if I see them, but I don't know them by name. So I just wanted to share with board members why my concern was. I want to make sure we have enough staff to get the job done like in the past. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Mr. Dehart. Mr. Ford?
So to expound a little bit on what Bubba said, and him and I haven't talked about this, but through the years, I've figured out how this works. So when they sign a contract for a year, certified or non, at the end of that year, if that position's not being held for them or that's not being renewed, they automatically resign. So that doesn't concern me nonetheless at all. But just to kind of tout a little bit on what Terrebonne Parish has, and Bud brought it up also regarding the percentage of certified teachers. Right now, I know of 3 school districts that they're still actively trying to hire for next school year. And they had, we always have to wait till today, July 1st, to technically be able to hire non-certified teachers. Well, people's phones have been blowing up because those school districts are, it's crunch time and they don't have enough teachers. We don't have that problem in Terrebonne Parish. We have more than enough, and in fact, because we've raised salaries and because our benefits are so much better, we have the opposite. We can be selective. We have a number of people applying here. We don't have to do as much recruiting because of that. So, I've had plenty of people reach out to me in the last couple of weeks saying, hey, look, I was trying to get on in Terrebonne Parish, but they don't seem to have anything open. And I say, well, I know where they do have openings. It's just not in Terrebonne Parish. So we're doing great when it comes to this. And I appreciate you bringing this information and sharing it with us. But I don't think we have anything to worry about. I think we're on the up end of this. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Ford. Any other board members? Mr. Ogeron, anything else?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. At this time, we'll go to Dr. Bud Cloutier with the legislative update.
As y'all know, session is closed, and so I'm going to try to be brief as I can. There's a lot of bills. I'm not going to talk about all of them. Just in going through them, I've just kind of give you the headlines, okay? And certainly you can go on Louisiana Legislative website and look up and get more information on any of these that you'd like. Starting with the House Bill 77 with Turner TOPS added the Excellence Award level for students who scored 31 or higher on the ACT, allows award qualifications based on classic learning test, revised eligibility requirements for TOPS Tech, and allows application of unused award amounts to medical or dental school. House Bill 109, Thompson, also, and I'm just giving you the ones that are signed by the governor. There's some that are vetoed, some that are pending, but just one signed by the governor. Student loans and scholarships provides relative to scholarships awarded through the GoTech program. House Bill 161 provides eligibility requirement for TOPS Tech and TOPS Tech Early Start. This is one that's pending, but House Bill 185 provides for the methodology of the State Board of Elementary and Secondary Education to use count students for purpose of minimum foundation program formula. House Bill 213 authorizes public schools to sell and trade certain technology equipment. House Bill 279 requires certain post-secondary education students to complete an anti-hazing course. House Bill 321 provides for teacher certification and professional development with respect to numeracy. House Bill 327, TOPS requires school to use a 10-point grading scale to assign grades used and the calibration of the minimum grade point average required for initial award eligibility. House Bill 344 provides for transfer of school disciplinary records. This is one that was vetoed by the governor, which I thought just as interesting. House Bill 352 provides relative to background checks for certain early childhood workers, and that was vetoed by the governor. House Bill 372 provides relative to computer science as a high school graduation requirement. House Bill 373, schools and high schools require Workforce Investment Council to perform an annual return on investment analysis relative to industry-based credentials earned in high school and provides for student data collection and sharing for this purpose. House Bill 378 lowers the ACT score requirement for initial qualification of the Taylor Opportunity Program for Student Awards for students who complete and approve home study programs. House Bill 384, Student Discipline, provides, this is sent to the governor, it's not signed yet, provides relative to disciplinary penalties for certain public school students found to be in possession of certain substances on school property. House Bill 391 amends the student growth component in the evaluation of teachers and administrators. House Bill 466, teacher salary, requires school systems to provide salary increase for teachers and other school employees using savings attributable to the state payment of certain unfunded accrued liability of the teacher's retirement system program. So they're mandating that. At the same time, it's not on this list, but I read where the teacher stipend and employee stipend program has been renewed for next year. House Bill 486 requires public schools to offer mental health assessments to certain students. And then there's some recommendations. House Recommendation 24 creates a special committee of the legislature to study Louisiana high school athletic associations. House Recommendation 47 encourages school principals to provide for the display of certain founding documents in conjunction with America 250, the celebration of the anniversary of the signing of the Declaration of Independence. House Recommendation 3 requests the State Department of Education to study the feasibility and potential cost associated with prohibiting certain foods and beverages in public schools. That's for the House. Now for the Senate, vetoed by the governor, just thought it was interesting, kind of goes in hand with the House recommendation. Nutrition prohibits the serving of and selling of ultra-processed foods in public schools, which was going to take place in 26, but the governor vetoed that. So that's not something we're thinking about for when we order food again. Senate Bill 126 provides for school mapping data of public school buildings and facilities. Senate Bill 160 allows transportation network companies to transport students to and from school and school-related functions. Senate Bill 178 establishes the School Employee Bill of Rights. Senate Bill 270 requires all public high school students to have access and availability vocational and technical courses. Senate Recommendation 39 requests Bessie to make accessible to athletic directors and coaches a training program covering important safety information for the prevention and treatment of injuries to student athletes. And Senate Recommendation 40 creates a K-12 school safety task force to study and make recommendations relative to school safety and security. And that kind of wraps it up right there.
Thank you, Dr. Cloche. Very informative, a lot of information there. Any board members, any questions on any of that? Okay, there being no further business to come in front of the board, we adjourn. Thank you. Thank you all for attending
Gotta
tonight.
catch
This
up.
quick
Been
meeting
going a long
before
time.
30 minutes.
Wow.